Hi, y'all. JZ Avis Ford. Time for a ride-along lesson. Just because this one came up again, and it hurts my feelings when people don't know. So, when buying a used car, do not buy a Canadian car. First, let me tell you how you would know that, okay? The sticker in the door jamb with the VIN number on it will say that it's a Canadian car, not a U.S. car, written in French and all that stuff too, all right? Step two, if you're looking at a used car and you look at a Carfax and there is zero history for the first 2 or 3 years that car existed, that car was not in the United States, period, okay? Secondly, the reason you do not want to buy a Canadian car, reason number one, is title history, okay? I can go over to Canada. I don't do this, all right? But the dealers that do, here's the reason why, all right? If you go over to Canada, you can buy a salvage title car straight out of a scrapyard, have a body shop in Canada, throw the car back together, and when it crosses the border, it becomes a clean title in the United States with no title history, because title histories are not international. Carfax tells you the U.S. title history for that car. Seen it. I've had to show people welds in the floor pans underneath their car. I've had to show people where the bolts on their frames have been removed and replaced. It's just not a good idea. You have zero way to know what the history is for that car, okay? More importantly, think about it this way, okay? Why in the world would a dealer go through the trouble to go get a car out of Canada and go through what you have to go through to get it across the border, convert it to miles an hour instead of kilometers, and all the other shit that has to be done when they could just go to a local auction and buy the same car ready to sell? Tell you why. It's money, okay? They can be bought cheaper over there. Canadian regulations are different. The cars actually are not the same underneath, on top of the title history thing, okay? I can go over there and buy a car for half the money that has a bad title, bring it across the border. Now I've got a clean title. There's no title history. There's no Carfax history to tell the buyer that it was a jacked up car, clapped out, whatever term you want to use. I almost put another word in there, okay? It just makes no sense as a buyer, all right? Because then when you come to trade it, I'm going to see that it was a Canadian car, and you're going to have your feelings hurt when I tell you what it's worth. Because it's not going to be worth the same as a U.S. car, all right? So that's that. Questions, thoughts, comments, hit me up, obviously. Hope that's helpful to y'all, but the lesson to be taken away is do not buy a Canadian car. Just don't, okay? There's no way you're going to justify this to me. It doesn't make sense. I don't care if you buy it and keep it forever. Just don't.